Look at my crazy iPad.
Oh,
so we are on YouTube. Look at my crazy iPad.
How are we gonna do this?
My iPad is so retarded. It is totally retarded. My iPad. I apologize, iPad.
Oh, man.
Hi, Love Tubers. Hi, Facebook. Hi, Roberto Amato channel. Hi, Witch and the Wizard channel. How you loving? How you loving? How you loving? Oh, look at the hearts flowing on Valerie Love on Facebook. Yay! We're setting up for an incredible show.
Resetting up because we had
everything perfect. Wow, good catch. Good.
So anyways, we having technical difficulties because Valerie's iPad
wants to do something.
Is lopsided.
It's lopsided. What can I do about that?
And if for some reason it does what it wants when it wants, and we just gotta set up. Yeah,
it's almost like a cross-eyed person. Okay, it's
so
almost
you
like
sit
a
back.
Person.
Let's fix her channel. Let's fix her view. So we gotta get this out of the way. Okay, so is that
it's
good?
Too late to save this. Oh, say that again on my YouTube channel. Say that again. What did they say?
I have no idea. But what I'm saying.
Oh, what?
Hey, Benji.
Hey. We're getting set up for you for an incredible show.
All right.
We need to slide over this way a little bit for YouTube. This, or should we just move over this way?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. We're not gonna move the. Oh, perfect.
Now put that back up.
Now put this back. Hey, we good.
All right.
Oh goodness. Hey, glad to catch you live. Yay! We're live. We're gonna have an incredible show. And our short show, because it's late. It's 11 o'clock at night. We have a retreat coming up 2 weeks from today. 2 weeks from today, we will not be live on Tantra Talks. Here we'll be in Sedona, Arizona. Sedona! I just love you too. Oh, thank you, Charles. Thank you.
What's up, Charles?
What's up? Can we tilt this a little bit more? If I touch it.
Oh man.
Can I tilt it a little?
Don't touch it. You start touching it
because I just did something. Okay.
Yeah, no, you moved the camera.
Oh. We're getting it together. I apologize. We're getting it together. Get all the leaves. No, it's still. Let's move it over a tiny bit.
All right, but talk to them at least when we're doing this.
Okay. Let me hold the computer while you do that. Want me to hold the computer while you do that?
That computer ain't gonna help me talk to them.
So peeps, we got an incredible show coming up tonight. The show is all about how to be loved in the way that you want to be loved. Hey, Timmy, yo! Hey, Mansa. Hello. Welcome. Love you. Hello. Welcome to Roberto Amato channel as well. Welcome, Roberto Amato. Welcome, Valerie Love TV. Welcome, Facebook. Welcome, Witch and the Wizard. This is the Witch and the Wizard. We still not good. That was my doing. I apologize. We are live with the Witch and the Wizard, and tonight's show is look at all the comments. Yay! Smash that like button, baby. Smash it. Smash the share button. Make sure that you are subscribed to all 3 channels and ring the bell so you can get notifications when we go live. This is the Wiz, and he is hard at work doing his thing. Oh, let me scoot over this way. Would that make
all this off?
We're working him tonight. We are working him. Look, we getting our money's worth out of Wiz tonight. We working him tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Wiz, for doing this.
I think this is it.
He's the tech guy. Let me just show you what we're dealing with here. Device. The
so
computer.
We're trying to go live on everybody's channel.
Can you just see what we're dealing with? Can you just see? We got 5 devices, so that's why. Give us a minute. We coming.
I Latin-fied it, so I have about a couple of things that whatever. But we want everybody to catch it live. We love you guys, and we need to bring the families together. So that's that, and that's it. I think what this means, we're gonna put the watch.
Oh, look at that!
The watch up there. The watch is gonna hold part of this right here. The watch is gonna hold it down.
If you see this setup, you would be like, "Oh, they gonna make it happen."
This is
one
from
way
Harlem.
or
This
the
is
other.
this
We
is
gonna make it
a
happen.
straight up New York.
And we are from New York, so it's all good. It is all good because we have an incredible show. That's how you know you have an incredible show. You know you have an incredible show when the setup of it is like,
I'm about to be real hood.
This does require a lot.
I'm about to be real hood. We're about to put this to hold it.
Go ahead, man. Do whatever has to be done. That's how you know you're gonna have a really good show because we have steps to go through in the process to create the show. Steps.
Oh my gosh.
I'm tired. Did you know you got shirts not buttoned? Are you aware?
Hot.
It's getting hot.
I'm taking this off.
Wait a minute. Look, don't like you. We can't. We got it. We got it. We got it together. We getting it together.
All right.
Okay.
So,
however, for Valerie Love TV, this would not work because the shot is still a little bit off. So let's.
This is Valerie Love TV.
Valerie Love TV is my cockeyed iPad.
So you need to come this way.
I need to come this way a little bit more. Okay.
No, you can't.
Then perfect. Valerie Love TV. Now, what about The Witch and the Wizard TV? That looks good. Lord. And what about Facebook? And what about Roberto Amato channel?
They're fine. I got a couple cockeyed people watching.
Oh, they said y'all good now. Perfect. Whoa, that's a good catch, man. We're perfect. You're good now on Valerie Love TV. Yay. We're good on Roberto Amato.
This is out of control.
We're good on YouTube. The Witch and the Wizard YouTube channel. We're good. We're good on Facebook. We're good.
Oh, we're good.
We're good.
Hell it
Dang. Now you're going to get with your comments, right?
I'm going to get the comments.
All right. We are ready for an incredible show. I was about to say, we need a woosah moment. Well, I need a woosah moment. We don't. Maybe nobody else does. Let me take a woosah moment. Just a deep breath. And breathing in the deliciousness of life and knowing that life loves you. Welcome to Tantra Talks with the Witch and the Wizard. You are here live with us, and you are here enjoying the deliciousness of the Witch and the Wizard. We always have interesting stuff going on. I mean, it's just you ain't gonna never have nothing other than interesting stuff going on. Peace and love, and thank you. First of all, subscribe. So we want you to go to Valerie Love TV and subscribe. We want you to go to Roberto Amato. We'll put the link up and subscribe. And ring the bell so that when he goes live, you'll get the notification. And of course, yes, you're gonna be live. You're gonna be live. And thewitchandthewizard.com. Go to thewitchandthewizard.com and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, let's talk about what we got coming up. We got the retreat in 2 weeks, Wiz. Y'all will be watching us in YouTube live in Sedona, Arizona. Roberto is my brother. Alfonso
I love you, Alfonso Santiago. I love you, brother.
Awesome. So we will be in Sedona, Arizona, 2 weeks from today.
Yes.
We actually leave. We'll actually be there Friday. Less than 2 weeks. Friday. Mm-hmm. Yeah, less than 2 weeks. We'll be in Sedona, Arizona, on the Magic of Love Sedona retreat. Sedona is magical, number one. And then The Witch and the Wizard, magical, number two. And then careful, Wiz, because we're not seeing your whole face on the Witch and the Wizard channel. Okay. They can see you. Just so they can see you. Y'all want to be able to see Wiz, because you know he be making them faces. He be going in. And we got the Sedona retreat, not only in Sedona, Arizona, not only with the Witch and the Wizard, but also with beloved members of our community, this global Love Tubers community. I'm thinking of soul ascenders. You know, Love Tubers, I was asking, what should we call our Love Tubers? And I was, soul ascenders was coming to me. Soul ascenders. Love Tubers, tell me what y'all think of that. Or tell me how that lands on you. And here's the topic for tonight. How to be loved in the way you want to be loved. You are on Tantra Talks with the Witch and the Wizard. And we do this on Sunday nights. And we go in on relationships.
Relationships, love, and spirituality. Because they all go together.
Spirituality, absolutely. So, Wiz, let's go.
Well, before anything, if you want your comments answered promptly, this laptop is going to have the Witch and the Wizard. We have 4 other devices up, so we might be a little. I have my glasses on today so that I can see all of that. Because some of you didn't see my comment. It's too far from me. Hello, I could barely read that.
Hello, intrinsic value.
Intrinsic value. Yes, hello.
Love it.
So, Here we go.
Here we go.
Let's get it rolling.
So here's the inspiration for tonight's show. The inspiration for tonight's show. You want to talk about that?
No, go ahead. I'm not talking about
I was going to say something else. Not.
I know that.
Oh,
that was
okay.
an inspiration.
Oh, yeah.
That was
That's
a manifestation of inspiration. Because I'm going to tell you one thing.
Yeah,
it's so funny that when we're doing this work and when we're doing what we're doing, it's so funny that a lot of times you pick a topic and you're like, oh, yeah, people need that. And then Spirit somehow dribbles, sprinkles some of that on our situation.
Lovely.
I'm like, serious, before the show.
Yeah, I need to learn.
Do we need to right now? Spirit, we already know what we're going to talk about. We don't need to talk about us right now. But go ahead, though. But go ahead. Tell us about the inspiration for the show.
So the inspiration for the show was a video that I watched from Yama Van Sant, Mama Ia, my spiritual mother. And here was the inspiration. She ended a relationship after 14 years. After 14 years, she ended the relationship. And she said something so profound in that video about the reason as to why she, hey, Jackie, mwah, as to why she ended that 14-year relationship. And we have to go into it here on the show tonight. And here was what she said. She said she realized that after 14 years that she was not being loved in the way she wanted to be loved. And so what she said, this was the profound part. She said, I know 14 years, it's all good. You know, sometimes however it unfolds, it's all perfection. But this is what she said about it. You can't make someone love you in the way you want to be loved. You see how they love, and then you determine, you choose if you want to participate or not in how they love. So we're going to break this in.
That word participate. Go ahead, take that. Are you participating?
Are you participating in how I love?
Did you participate in that?
Are you participating with my love?
I can't stand him. Well, what's your participation in
that?
But go ahead. Phew. Take it away.
Come on. So we in our relationships so often want people to love us in the way we want to be loved. And that is an impossible thing to do. So tonight we're going to go into two ways, because the name of the show is How to Be Loved in the Way You Want to Be Loved. We're going to give you two ways. Well, I know I have the inspiration in my mind to give you two ways. Wiz might give you 5 or 6 or 7 because he can give you considerations from all angles, right? He's the angle man. Now look at it from this perspective. Look at it from this perspective. So 2 came to my mind. He may give you a whole lot more. And here are the 2 that came to my mind. Number 1, in order to be loved in the way you want to be loved, love yourself in the way you want to be loved. That's number 1. If you want to be loved by having flowers come to you, buy yourself your own damn flowers. If you want to be yes, do you see the flowers in my office? I don't need a damn person to buy no flowers from me. Because guess what? That is deep. Isn't it deep intrinsic value? Jackie, so true. Give us your comments. Give us your likes. Give us your love. Let's hear from you. Let's see these comments. Over in my office, I keep flowers on my desk in my office. Why? Because I love flowers. Whoa. Phone. It's all good.
Oh my God.
It's all
After
good.
I already said, didn't I just bring you and tell you that you were going to
be careful, Val. Don't touch it. Because usually I am the ones that knocks it over. But it's all good. I'm just going to put it back where it was. Or I'll let you put it back. We're going to let Wiz do that. So here's the deal. Yes, I will hold it. Yes, absolutely.
So what's the deal?
So here's the deal. I have flowers over there on my desk.
Yes.
I keep flowers on my desk. I love fresh flowers in my office. I love the smell of fresh flowers. I know which fresh flowers I want. I delight in fresh flowers. They inspire me. I come into my office and I love the smell. I love the look. I love the aesthetic.
Is that how it was, or was it this way?
Good question. Maybe the other way. Yeah. So I love all of that. So now, if I love that, then who is supposed to give me that? Now, I could bug some man to ask to send me flowers, but maybe that's not the way he loves. Maybe he doesn't love by sending flowers, but that's what I want. So guess what? For me, the first step in getting the love in the way that you want to be loved is that I give myself the love in the way that I want to be loved. I buy my own flowers. I know exactly what flowers I want. I pick them out. I put them on my desk. They're arranged perfectly. They're the colors I feel like that week. Like, how could a man even know exactly what colors or what it is that I want? Oh,
I'm sorry.
a week, but then.
It's okay. We got enough to go.
Yeah.
Oh no, you're right.
No.
So sorry.
That's okay.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's all good. You're working with it.
Continue. I'm so sorry.
It's all good, man. It's all good. We're gonna get it together. So if I am wanting someone to give me, let's just say flowers, something as simple as flowers. And people have a lot more complex things going on in their relationship than just flowers. But let's say it is flowers. How is it that I would be able, if I want flowers continuously, I always love flowers, I want them around me. How would the man even know what flowers I want every week? How would he even know what color to always buy? Aren't I the best person to give myself what I desire because I know exactly what I desire? I'm the best one to give it to me. And I'm the first one to give it to me. Because if I don't give it to me, how is someone else going to give it to me? That's number one. To get the love you want, to really be able to be in the love relationship that you desire. That's going to happen, number one, by, you giving yourself that love. Number two is when we meet a person, observe. You don't have to jump into that bed in 10 seconds.
Oh, we just had this conversation.
Oh, didn't
not
yeah, with someone else. Yeah. Give it a minute. Observe. Be in the experience with the person. Observe. Be with them. See how they love. And then determine if you are going to participate with them in the way they love. If you don't like how they love, don't try to get them to love. Do the knowledge. Woo! Don't try to get them to love in the way you want them to love. But that's what we do in a myriad of different ways. And I see myself doing it. Don't try to do that. And I'm going to give you a profound example. My daughter. But anyway, so two things. Number one, to be loved in the way you want to be loved. Number one, love yourself in the way that you want to be loved. Number two, as you're being with people who are potential lovers, observe how they love. If how they love is not how you want to be loved, move along. If you are now with the next one and you observe how they love, you're not going to change that person to how they love. Then move on, go to the next person. Is this person loving the way that I love? Just be around people. Just be around a bunch of people. It's beautiful to be around a lot of people anyway, and observe how people love before you jump into some deep romantic relationship where you pledge an allegiance to each other after 2 weeks or 1 month or whatever the case may be. I'll give you a perfect example. My daughter and her father, they didn't have such a great relationship, right? Because my daughter viewed her father as not being very supportive of her, my big daughter. And so he's loving her in the way he knows how to love, right? He's loving her in any given moment the best he can love. She doesn't like his way of loving. So for a long time, she wanted him to change. You should be more supportive. You should be this, you should be that. I just don't feel supported by Dad. I just don't feel loved. I just don't. And today she came to peace with it because we had this conversation like, oh, that's how he loves. Now, you don't just get to say yes or no, either I'm going to participate or I'm not going to participate.
Yes.
Right? You get to also say, here's how I'm going to participate with how this person loves. So her father, he's not going to call a lot. He does his own thing. If you ask him about taking care of the kids, he's probably going to say no, he has something else to do. It always seems to her she's not high on his priority list, blah, blah, blah. And she was just upset. Didn't feel the father's love and support. Like, you know how you just want to feel loved and supported by your father? Just didn't feel that. So now, as a grown woman, she's 27, she gets to determine, she gets to choose. Hey, Kyra! Hi, Kyra. She gets to choose. This is for me. Yes, she gets to choose either I'm going to participate or not, or how I'm going to participate with him in the way that he loves.
Yes.
Maybe, you know, I'll do this or I'll do that, because what I said to her is, Sarai, this is it. Imagine you're playing cards. The person just played a 7 of spades. I don't get to say, you played a 7 of spades, play something else. They have their hand, you have your hand. Right? I don't get to tell the other person. I don't get to tell you what card to play. I play my card, you play your card, right? Based on whatever, right? Mm-hmm. So if a person puts down a 7 of spades, we don't argue about that in cards, in card games. Oh, a person just put down a 7 of spades. You look in your hand and you determine what you're going to put down. You don't ever tell the person, pick up that 7 of spades. You can't play a 7 of spades. But in relationships, that's what we do. The person put their card on the table. They said something, did something. You want them, I don't want 7 of spades. Go in your hand and play a different card. We don't get to say that.
Sometimes we get to say it, but it don't mean nothing.
Right. I played the 7 of spades, right? And then in a loving relationship, you get to say, okay, this is a 7 of cards, 7 of spades. I accept that this person just played a 7 of spades. This person has the right to play the 7 of spades. Now, what am I going to play? And not in a reactionary way. Oh, you played the 7 of spades? Oh, I'm going to do this. Not in that kind of way. In a way that honors that person, you get to make your choice. I get to make my choice too. And be peaceful in whatever choices people are making. Be peaceful, whether you play the 7 of spades or the 3 of hearts or the jack or the joker. Wiz.
What? No, I'm joking. I did that on purpose. Downshift, what's up, Downshift? That 80s Miami Vice lit.
To my soul.
Yeah, we taking that.
Gee, I've been needing this talk.
Good God. Well, you hit it right on the knob. It's all about loving yourself. Because a lot of times, and this is why I'm careful a lot of times with giving people advice for, well, if you don't get flowers, then run with the flower, then run away. If you don't do this, then do that. If he plays the 7, then you got to play the 4. If you can't play the 4, then you got to play the 2. Because you're right in the sense of, and not that this is what you're saying, but what you're saying is exactly right. If they play the 7, now you got to play your hand. But what she's not saying is, when they play the 7, you play the 4. When they play the 7, you play the 2. Because it's very, 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 you read these because I'm there. So it's very, I can't do all of that. It's very, very specific. You know what I mean? It's very specific to the person, to the time, to what the hand is, to what the history of the hand is, to how many sets you have already, what have you done. So we're not telling you what to play. We're saying you can't control the other person. Yes. Control your experience and yourself and your stuff, because you're 100% reliable. You're 100%. What's the word I'm
responsible?
Responsible. 100% responsible for your experience in the relationship. Okay, so that's one of the things. And then the other part is you have to know what your biases are. And I know we always turn to this, but it's true. It's again within loving yourself. And I'm going into your topics. Because that's where we're at right now. So it's within loving yourself. When you love yourself, you start to learn what annoys you or not. What do you really want or not? A lot of us want to talk about, well, why isn't he doing this? Why isn't she doing this? She used to do this and now she doesn't. Well, how about if you knew what you wanted, you wouldn't be in this situation. If you knew that you wanted a woman that cooked every day, the moment she didn't cook every day, you would have been like, wait a minute. Like Ether, right?
Right. Hold up.
That's one of the grandkids.
One of my grandbabies.
So we gotta really see what's going on, because a lot of times we have a misconception. We cloud our views. We're looking at something like, oh, it's so great and all this and that, and you missing all of the shots, all of the red flags. If it was a football game, the game wouldn't. Whistles be going up, flags be in the air, but you want to keep playing. Like run with the ball. No, it doesn't count. There's a foul. It doesn't count. Bring it back. You playing You still keep playing. So everything you're doing, it ain't even going in the record books.
Wow.
because you are playing a game that's not being played. You are on the wrong field. You are out of line. You don't have your stuff together. So how are you going to be able to demand and get what's getting? How do you do that? How do people fall into that? Because people fall into relationships too early. People are hurt and they are in a relationship that it's not really what it is. Let me explain something to you. We talked about this before. When you are not your whole self, okay, which a lot of us aren't, because we're always working on ourselves.
Yes.
Life and relationships are so difficult that when you start putting other things in.
I see May. Hey, May.
Hey, May. I don't know if you,
yes.
you can. When we start looking at other things when we start letting other things come in the way of our relationship and ourselves, we put an extra stress, an extra thing in our relationship that doesn't belong. So now I'll give you an example. We have so many examples right now. We could talk about yesterday. We could talk about issues today.
We could go in. We have a smorgasbord. We got a buffet. What's the matter?
I'm not going there with that.
This is not honoring.
This is not honoring.
That's an inside joke.
So it's an inside joke. We'll tell you about it. But
when I'm completely healed, we'll talk about it.
This is the thing. Let's suppose you have a car, right? You buy a car, all right? And it's a 2016 Ford Taurus, right? But you don't know that car has a faulty engine. You don't know that car needs a new muffler. You don't know that car's battery's rotted. You don't know all these things before you go in, right? That's one thing. So I'm going to give you both sides of it. So the person that's buying this car, once they find all this out, there's going to be a problem because they was like, this is a Ford Taurus, it's brand new. There shouldn't be all these. I'm not prepared or equipped for all these problems. That's one way. And we don't even got to go deep into that one because it's straightforward as common sense.
That is straightforward.
The other part of it is this. All right? So you're the Ford Taurus. You're broken down. You have water damage. So it's damage that people can't see. Right? Right? You're a lemon. Right? Right? What you got? You got something?
No, you going in.
So now you get a buyer. The buyer says, they tell the buyer, this car's a lemon, right? This car has water damage. He's like, great. She got problems? Love it. I'm down for problems because I got problems myself. Great. I want to buy this car. He buys the car, right? So now, how did you read those?
That's exactly what me and Flores is saying. Also bringing things or situations from past relationships.
Yes.
That's exactly
so let me go into so right. So now you're the Ford Taurus. Remember, you're broken, right? Right? So now, before you were broken, you had a turbocharger. You used to do drag races in the street. Nobody knows that. You're used to being wild and crazy and going on fire in the street. You were actually in Fast and Furious. You were one of those cars that was hooked up. But somebody from the hood got you and broke you down. All this stuff happened. They didn't take care of you. Now somebody else is buying you. So now Val buys me the Ford Taurus, right? She's like, I love it. Why do you love the car? Because it's broken down. It's cheap. It's cheap. It's what I need. All I'm gonna do is go to work with it and come back. It's my A to B car, right? So Val does that, right? During the process, Val has to take me to the mechanic. So now Val has to put into me $1,000 here, $500 here. She's attached to me now. Now she has emotional value to this car.
Oh, yeah.
So she's like, the car ain't really worth it, but I'm gonna fix it.
Keep going.
And she's gonna keep working on the car. At one point, I'm gonna be fully rehabbed. I'm gonna be the first Ford Taurus that I was before I got to Val. Now, I was on Fast and the Furious. With Vin Diesel. Now I got me a lady that wants to drive me from A to B to work, and I'm with this engine ready to be revved up. I want to tear up the streets. That's where most of us get caught up. So we done got a partner when we're broken down, and then when we're all full, we want to act like she ain't loving me like I want to be loved. She ain't revving my engine. She never revved it.
She repaired it.
Yeah. And when she got you, she didn't want you to be doing drag races.
She just wanted to go back and forth to work.
She wanted to go to A to B. You're going to stay right here. We're going to put air pressure. There's no CO2. You're not going to be revving it up. You're not going to be fast and furious. You're going to be slow, slow and precautious. I just made that word. So a lot of times that's part of the problem. And when you love yourself, you would have healed yourself on your own. And you would have now let
you would have done the inner repair work yourself.
Yes. So when this person wanted the A to B car, hey Kari, when they wanted the A to B car, they would have never even bought you because that's not what they want.
Wow. Stitcheroo said that was deep.
I love you, Stitcheroo. But they would have never bought you. So now you're upset that she doesn't rev your engine, but that wasn't her purpose. Nor was it what she wanted. So that's part of loving yourself and knowing thyself and giving yourself time. We don't give ourselves time. So many relationships, people getting married at the wrong time. People
I just want to look at this last chat.
Okay, sorry. Ooh, that's
go
good.
right ahead.
So
this is the first time I've heard the Wiz speaking. He has given me this.
Thank you, Francis. People jumping into relationships, in and out of relationships, just further damaging yourself. Jumping into sex, jumping into dealing with the fear of love, fear of loss of love, not feeling love. Now you're giving it up. Now you're pregnant. Now you're in a bigger hole. Now you're in here. Now you're there. And you just wake up one day and you're like, how the fudge
did I get here?
How did I get here?
And most of the time, again is at the end of it. How did I get here again? Right?
Again.
Yeah, because we find ourselves in the same situations.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's just crazy that how deep and how really real this stuff really is. And I don't mean to, because this was your number or whatever.
No.
So you gotta love thyself. You gotta love thyself. Are we keeping track of the time too?
Yes.
Because we're over 30 minutes already. And we haven't gone in anywhere. The Twin Flames have shown me all about myself and knowing that stuff. Ooh, I love that guy.
I'm so glad we're going to talk about that at the retreat.
We're not going to talk about it. We're going to go in.
We're going in. Domino effect.
Yes, it happens, the domino effect.
Okay.
The domino effect, it happens.
Okay, absolutely.
When it rains, it pours.
Excellent. Asking the mechanic for work you don't need. That's what Stitcheroo said.
That's true too.
You want to go?
That's true too. Asking the mechanic for work you don't need. I said asking a mechanic for work you don't need.
Preach it.
That's also about knowing thyself. Stitcheroo, that's a big point. A lot of times,
can men come to the retreats? Yes.
Yes, of course. Yes, I'm gonna be teaching them. I want the brothers.
He got some. I want some lemon things for them.
No, there's no age limit. There might be a minor limit.
Right, children.
You cannot be over. We're doing the low-income exercises. The retreat
and the yoni.
I love working with the men that come to stuff like this. Because as Reverend Val knows, and most people, my work is not with men on an earthly surface, but spiritually it is. So when I have men that come to a spiritual retreat or are looking for spirituality or something deeper, I love it because there's nothing closer to me than healing us, our men. Because since the work that I started counseling, that was always my topic. Like the men in our homes are absent.
Wow.
And that's where a lot of this stuff is stemming from. Some of the men in our home are not where they should be, and they're not just present, whether it's because you're working too much or whether it's because you're mentally checked out or because whatever, cultural, whatever you want to look
emotionally
at.
Unavailable.
So Stitcheroo, just to go to your comment, work you don't need. That's the other part that we're talking about. A lot of times, Reverend Val talked about I don't really want to. You could be So Reverend Val talked about buying her flowers. She buys her flowers.
Yeah, I love flowers. I know
exactly
which ones I want.
So if I want to show her something, I know that that's the way to do it. If that's not in my heart, I may not do it. So now she could be tripping and stop buying it, hoping that I catch on to it
and
get it. And
don't people play those games?
And well, that means you don't love me.
Yeah.
You don't know how to love me the way I want to be loved. But I'm paying all your bills, and I'm out working, and I'm fathering all your children. Wow. 2 of them which ain't mine.
Which, by the way, this is not a real scenario. This is a make-believe.
Yeah. Oh, it's make-believe. It's not my. It's hypothetical.
Somebody out there might be wondering.
So a lot of times, this is part of loving yourself and knowing yourself, because you have to know what you're really asking for.
Yeah.
A lot of times we ask for, well, I want him to be 6'2", a 6-figure man. I want him to have a thin jawline, perfect mustache. His ears have to be perfectly balanced. The nose not too wide, not too small, not too sharp. And the hair, the hair. Like, great. When you find this person, let me know, because I don't know if they fully exist. and right now, you're asking for something that you may not really be able to attain. Like, we gotta be honest with ourselves. Woo. Okay? You can't be going to the liquor store trying to buy wine with beer money. Okay? like if that's what you're asking for, like, there has to be some sort of compatibility.
Oh my God.
How, that's why sometimes I get upset when people say, like, well, they like this kind of race, or they like this kind of race. A lot of times it's not that. It's about what compatibility is. Where is your state of mind? You can't come at Reverend Val and be ratchet and unspiritual.
Cannot.
You're not going to even be in her area.
Won't happen.
It's not.
Not even in the zip code.
The angels are going to repel you.
They'll be like,
and I hope they don't. Yeah, I hope they don't throw you.
Because they be plucking people.
I've seen it done. I know when I was first going to touch her, I was like, y'all get them 2, I'll grab her. She had 2 of them. I was like, y'all ready? And I was like, yeah, go in. Oh, come in.
He grabbed me and picked me up. I was like, no, nobody grabbed me and picked me up.
Oh, I don't even know how to spell his name. Okay,
what is your name?
I got the down.
You're a
little late.
He was early. He was before me, because I was like, oh, what just happened? And I knew that he was sanctioned and able to come in, because the angels got this whole space on lockdown. You can't just roll up in this camp just like that. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Not gonna happen.
So the other part of it is.
Can I add?
Yes, of course. This is all yours. This is all yours.
Because this is going to what the matchmaker said. I remember this clip. You know that $1 Million Matchmaker? I forget her name. She's on television. She's on a Lifetime or something.
I know who it is.
Yeah, she is on point. Like, she tells those people exactly what it is. And she tells people the truth. And she tells them exactly what they better do on those dates. And if they don't do it, they are cut. Well, she had this lady who was very successful, the $1 million matchmaker or something like that. Because you have to pay her probably $500,000 or $1 million to even be connected to her in this whole matchmaking experience, right? So they pay her a lot of money. Well, this woman came in from New York, and she had all this money. So she paid Patty, I think her name is Patty, paid Patty the money. Now this lady, let's say she's curvy. In Jamaica, they would call her you man, okay? I don't want to say something that's not kind. She was curvy. She was a curvy girl, very curvy. She tells Patty what she wants in a man. She got this long list of how he has to be. He has to be this way. 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 And then she said the wrong thing to Patty. She said, he has to be a 10. Patty said, are you a 10? She said, yes, Patty, I'm a 10. She said, look me in the eye. Look me in the eye. Are you a 10? She was like, yes, Patty, I don't know what you're getting at. Of course I'm a 10. She said, you know what? You are in denial. Look at me. No. Look at the mirror. She held a mirror up to the woman's face.
The mirror works.
You don't need this? Patty. Oh, Patty, don't go there. She put the mirror up to, you tell me this is a 10. The woman was still in denial. Yes, Patty, I'm a 10. She said, you know what? I'm not talking to you right now, because I see that you are clearly in denial. You're not ready for a relationship, and I'm not putting you with anyone because you really think that you're a 10. And before we get that together, forget about it. Like, all bets are off. Oh, brutal, right, Diamond? Oh, Patty was telling her the truth. Oh my God. And I do want to give a shout out to our gay Christian witch. Mwah, I love you. I saw your comment earlier, so I just want to say hi. And so that, you know, what you were talking about, you're looking for this. Are you this?
And let's get clear. We're all this.
Everyone's got
We've all been made in perfection, but some of us have some work to do. And actually, not some of us, all of us have work to do. All of us have work to do. And that's one of the things that I remember, like, even being young, that when I was younger, there were some things that I knew. I was like, that is out of my league. But that doesn't mean I can't smash it. Wait a minute. That don't mean I can't smash it, but it's not going to be long term. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll give you an example. I remember when I was younger, I went to the Super Bowl, and it was Mardi Gras and the Super Bowl in New Orleans, right? And I remember I went to a party.
That's a wild time.
Yeah, I went to a party, and I saw J-Lo dancing. So first of all, everybody's like, "Oh, J-Lo's there. Oh, J-Lo." I was like, "I'm Hispanic. There's a whole bunch of Jennies from the block." You know what I mean? When I saw her, I was like, "Wow," because I see all the time, and I'm like, but it was more like, "Wow, money will set you right." Ooh. So I was like, "She looks great. She has money. Good. Yeah. That's great." Yeah. So my boys are like, "You speak Spanish?" I was like, first of all, that's not the flow right now, and second of all right, let's suppose I smash tonight. Let's suppose I play the role, because I can, especially at that point. You know what I'm saying? Sure. I looked the role. I was fine. Let's suppose I get in there. What am I going to do afterwards? Okay. Her life and my life are completely different. You know what I'm saying? I was building business. I was doing real estate. I was in a building stage. She's at a place where she's past the prime of her career or whatever. Like, we were just in a different place. So to me, it was like, either one, I could be a leech and try to get some of that fame or some of that money to elevate somewhere, which is not me at all. Right. Or I could just let it ruin my life and my process. Wow. Like, a lot of times, if you're not at the same place or level, read that because that's a lot. If you're not If you're not at the same place and same level, you got to be honest, because it ends up hurting you. It ends up hurting you at so many levels. And people don't get that or don't understand that. They're like, "Ooh, this is the best person I've ever had." And I've seen it so many times where you end up in a relationship with someone, and now you're playing catch up or trying to be with the Joneses, and you're not building yourself up. You're not working yourself because you're so focused on.
Ooh, that's it exactly.
Yeah. And you're so focused on getting to that level, being on that level, faking it till you make it. And there is a certain level, fake it till you make it, that you can do inside of you. Yeah. But when you're out spending the money or doing the specific things to be in that time zone or in that zip code, it doesn't serve you, and it doesn't serve your purpose in life. Get what you're supposed to get and deal with it at that time. And if you want to upgrade yourself. Upgrade yourself inside.
Isn't that the truth? And congratulations to speaking with your angels, but that's manipulation, not being. Hello, Kai. And congratulations to speaking with your angels. That was the comment, speaking to the angels. And thank you, because they said they've learned so much from watching us and following us, and for the global community. And I got to give a shout out to our global community of love tubers and everyone all over who tunes into the work of Roberto Amato that we love, The Witch and the Wizard. We love it because there's three things you're tuned into here. You're tuned into Roberto Amato, you're tuned into Reverend Valerie Love's work on the planet, you're tuned into The Witch and the Wizard, which we bring together. So he has his thing, I do my thing, and then we have our thing. So thank you for being connected to all of it. We love you. So grateful for you.
You're closing now?
No, I was just saying thank you. I was like, thank you. Keep it up with the Joneses only get you so far, at least for a little while, but it does not serve you. That's right. It does not serve you. And trying to be out of your league. And then that creates another question. Why do I believe that I have to do that? Why do I think that I have to do that? Why do I think I have to keep up with someone? Why am I not completely okay with wherever I am in whatever moment I am? Be okay with where you are, wherever that is, because where you are right now is perfect. There's a perfection in it that we don't always see, right? I don't always see the perfection. Exactly. Now that's the real question, isn't it, Jackie? I don't always see the perfection in where I am. Oh, but trust, it's always perfect. It's always perfect. It's impossible for me to be somewhere in the universe that's not perfect for me by law. So if I'm there, let me soak up everything because there's a reason why I'm here. And let me not try to overreach too fast and be somewhere else and try to hurry up and run up the ladder because I will hurt myself. You know what I realized about this work with?
What you realized? Tell me what you realized. What else did you realize?
Oh my God. I realized that this work with God, and I have been a minister for years. And only in the last, maybe I could say 2 to 3 years, do I really see the work taking off. Mm-hmm. Do you know how many years I've been at it? Years. Do you know that I had a blog back in like 2006, 2007, 2008. I used a blog every day for years. Like I had like 400 or 500 blog posts. Mm-hmm. Do you know how long I've been at it? And I realized this. You can go fast if you want to. You can push your way to the head of the line. You could take it by storm. You won't keep it. What I learned is this walk with God, we cannot skip the process. That's it exactly. Yes. This walk with God, sometimes it seems painstakingly slow. All right, God, I want to be there already. Mm-hmm. But you ain't ready to be there already, Valerie, because you're still in process with me, baby. Take me by the hand. So I just take God by the hand and I just walk. And sometimes you be walking slow and sometimes Father will say, hold. And you just stand there. Father don't tell you how long you're going to be standing there. Father don't tell you. And sometimes Father turns off the lights. That's all good too. Whatever it has to be.
That was funny.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
And wasn't it timing?
You were like...
That was very interesting, the timing of that.
Yes,
very fascinating, right?
Very.
And if Father says the lights are out now, that the lights are out.
Yeah.
And you cannot, it's true, you cannot go past the process. You cannot try to overreach. I found every time I tried to overreach, it didn't work. Mm-hmm. I found myself, and guess what? Not only did it not work and I didn't get what I was overreaching for, it set me further back than if I had simply gone at the pacing of God. Every successful person will tell you an overnight success is 10 years in the making. 10 years. That's overnight success.
You talking about Alicia Keys?
Keys. She said my overnight success was 7 years in the making. And every person that's online that I follow, the coaches that I love to follow, they all say 10 years. Put 10 years in the game, you're going to be a master because that's your 10,000 hours. You cannot get around your 10,000 hours, right? You put your 10 years in, you're going to be at the top of your game. You're going to be world class. So guess what? When's the next Zoom? Okay, when's the next Zoom? This Wednesday, we're going to have another Zoom for the Sedona retreat. And we just want to tell you that if you haven't registered for the Sedona retreat to be with us in Sedona with an incredible group of solar centers in our global community, go to ValerieLove.com. I was going to say the magic of love, but sometimes you can put it in the chat for the Witch and Wizard channel. Yes. Go to ValerieLove.com, click on retreats, and the link is there for you.
Who is this?
Oh, you want it? This is your channel right here.
Somebody said something.
If somebody commented on your channel, click the comment button.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's all right. Show the comments.
Where is it? Next time I'll show it.
Okay.
Well, thank you for the comment.
Yeah.
And I got distracted.
Oh, it's all good. So trying to overreach. Not only did I not get if I want to try to get that relationship, first of all, can I just say something about this too?
I could feel something coming. Oh gosh, it's gonna be good.
I think I know what I want, but I really don't. Because sometimes you think you want somebody so badly, and later on you find out you were so glad you did not get that person. We think to that overreaching. What if he really wanted J-Lo and was going for J-Lo, but J-Lo wasn't good for his soul? Sometimes we really think,
and I get J-Lo.
And you get her. That's even worse. If you actually get what you're going for. I'm doing altar work right now, and I'm so glad y'all live. Yeah! Been there.
G said, been there.
You got what you wanted, and that was the worst thing ever that ever happened to you. You see, A Course in Miracles teaches, I don't know what anything is for. I do not understand my own best interest. I do not understand my own best interest. God does. So let me ask God every moment of every day, is this for me? And only go in the direction that God is going. There's one reason why we're sitting here together in this experience, in this spiritual service to the world, because God did this. Humans couldn't have done it. I couldn't have done it. I couldn't have thought it up.
Mm-hmm. Me neither.
God did this, and God keeps doing it.
And if we did it, we probably would be different people. I want to be 6'2", long hair. Hey, God is like, there go the Wiz. The Wiz got long hair. This ain't the Wiz, right? This is one of the Wizzes, but it ain't the Wiz.
Oh my God!
I mean, yeah, that's what it happens. That's
God put us like this. Okay, now you're going to do the work. I'm like, oh wow,
okay. Okay.
And trust me, every time I was like, no, God, I mean.
And the thing you got to look at too is that a lot of times we're asking for something and somebody talked about it, but you're not even ready to handle it. You're not ready to handle what you're asking for. A lot of times sometimes we do know what we want or what we deserve, but we didn't do the work to get it. So you wishing and dreaming, but you're actually creating it. And what happens when you do that is you start creating things that are false. You start creating things that are not real. You know what I'm saying? Right. What is it? False evidence to be real. Yeah. And you start functioning out of fear because everything is a fear or love, right?
Yes.
You start functioning out of fear, and now Valerie looks like, to me, she looks like J-Lo. She looks like she's J-Lo. Well, you kind of might look a little bit like J-Lo. Let's use somebody else. Christy Brinkley. So you start saying things,
don't look like her, right?
and you miss the flags because it's not what you want. It's not what you're supposed to have. But you have it in your mind that this is what it looks like, this is what it feels like, and this is what it's supposed to be like. And when we do that, we're not only disrespecting ourselves in the process, but guess what else we're doing? We're setting the other person back. Because we're not respecting their process, their life, and what they got into. Because now they got into a mess that they thought they found somebody who loved them, not knowing that they thought I thought she looked like Christy Brinkley or J-Lo, and I thought that she was fine with who I was. I was beautiful to her. I served her well. I loved her well. And one day I wake up and she's asking me to put a finger in her ear. I'm like, oh my God, where did that come from? You never asked for that in 8 years.
Right. I don't know who you've become.
A lot of times we look at ourselves and we say, oh, well, I just had a spiritual awakening. No, you just started to heal yourself. And now you're starting to come out. And all the nonsense is starting to shut off. And that's only if you're even on the right path. A lot of times we're not even there. We're working on some other things. Or we're, like she said, we're delusional. We're still not there. It gets so crazy.
That's how you end up dating the same person over and over again in different bodies. That's exactly it. I call it the same issue wearing a different pair of pants or a different dress. It's the same issue. Different pair of pants or different dress. Different dress. Like, whatever your flow is. Some people's dresses, they flow. Some people, I ain't got no judgment. I ain't mad at you. Hey, y'all, I'm happy to connect with y'all with that comment with Bad Fast. And there you go. Disrespecting the process will end up bad. Won't it end up bad, Jackie? And the other part about it is, what about God? God already has the perfect divine partners for you in every area of your life. God has the perfect divine partners for you in business. God has the perfect divine partners for you for your family. God has the perfect divine partners for you in your spiritual walk on the planet. God has your perfect divine partners for you in healing. That's why we're in community here, because then in community, you can meet up with your perfect divine partners. This is a divine partnership for divine purposes. What about God? If you're on the God tip, and when I say God, I don't mean some old man way up in the sky. We're not talking about that, right? When some long white man, everybody that's my love tubers, they know I don't roll like that, right? We're talking about spirit. We're talking about the creator source of this entire universe, God, right? Mother, Father, God, source, creator, the all. We could call it love. Right? By all the names God is known, Adonai, Jehovah, Yah, Allah, Yahweh, All these names that we have, and still not one name can even really tell you what God is. So what about God? What about asking God, God, who do I really need? And that's why some of those arranged marriages were really good, because people act like they didn't want the arranged marriage. But guess what? It didn't have all that heat stuff in the beginning that fizzles, but it did yield a lasting love that was built, as I heard on Game of Thrones the other day, brick by brick. A lasting love that was
brick by brick.
Brick by brick. Like stone by stone, we built this house of love.
This foundation.
This relationship, yes.
Yeah. So we're 55 minutes in. So
all right, so we're going to be wrapping up.
Well, we can't wrap up because we didn't even tell them how to do it.
Oh, how to do it.
We'll tell you, we don't have to get into it, but we're going to tell you at least.
We're going to tell you.
And we're going to tell you from the top of the dome, because we don't write notes and all that stuff. So.
Nope, we sure don't. There is a saying in Spanish, back in my island. Oh, that's you.
Victor! I'm on him. Lo mal quita no. Oh, lo mal quita no luce. Hold on, I think he said.
You can get it.
How do I get it?
Oh.
Lo mal quitao no luce. Exactly. He's saying whatever's taken off wrong, it doesn't. It's not like fashionable. Like it doesn't look good.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
It's not a good look.
It's not a good look.
It's not a good look.
No, it's not a good look.
Yes. Matter of fact, what is if that's synchronicity? We were looking at comments today on the channel.
Yes, Vic.
And he exactly said your name, Victor. He said, "Where's Victor?
Where is Victor?
Victor,
¿dónde está mi hermano? ¿Qué lo que?
He said your name today.
Victor, tenemos que hablar.
He said your name.
Tú estás en Puerto Rico. ¿Dónde tú estás, Victor?
What synchronicity?
Yeah.
That particular name is the one that you spoke.
Victor,
I mean, we love our
lo dije de mi boca.
You are the altar. Your thoughts are your prayers. Your actions are your daily offerings. Ooh,
yes,
love
you are.
that. Absolutely. Allure, not minds. What does allure, not minds mean?
What does that mean?
By the way, I missed the webinar. Do you guys have a replay? We do have a replay.
Yes, we do, Gotti, and we'll be back.
Absolutely. Yes.
Bar Harbor. Where's Bar Harbor at?
Bar Harbor, Maine. Hey.
Oh, Maine. I thought you said man. My bad. We're gonna talk, Vic.
What's happening, peeps? So here's what I'll share with the two. And this one is how to be loved in the way you want to be loved. Number one, love yourself in the way you want to be loved. Oh, my question about friends who steals. You did ask that. Excuse me, you did ask that question earlier, Laura. Please put it in the chat again.
Well, put it in the Witch and the Wizard so we can respond
the Witch
to
and
it.
the Wizard so he can
Guys,
respond
if you want to make sure your stuff gets responded to, put on the Witch and the Wizard.
It's Daniel Hogan. I just
Daniel
on YouTube to James Earl Cash. Go ahead.
Get that cash, Hogan.
Go ahead, Daniel Hogan. Look
I love
at that.
Daniel Hogan.
I love it. Oh yeah, we love you. Mwah. Thank you, Daniel, for jumping on the show tonight. So number one is love yourself in the way you want to be loved. If you love poetry, write yourself some delicious poetry. You can write it and send it to yourself in the mail. I love sending stuff to myself in the mail. We're doing good. We're doing good. If you love flowers, love yourself with those flowers. If you love rose petals all the way to the bathtub and a bath with suds in it, put rose petals on the floor all the way. What y'all talk about? How to be loved in the way you want to be loved. That's what we're talking about, Daniel.
And we know you know Daniel.
Hey, how to be loved in the way you want to be loved. So that's number one. I love myself in the way I want to be loved. I buy myself the stuff that I want. I enjoy the things that I want. I give myself that which I feel love when I'm doing it. You know what I mean? You just feel the love when you're in it. That's number one.
Let's go back and forth.
Okay.
So we're getting some technical, some spiritual, some love. Number two, set standards and guidelines. I don't care if you have to write it in a notebook. I don't care if you got to put it on the wall to remind yourself. I don't care if you got to put a checklist. So every time somebody does something, does it meet my... This was out of love. It meant everything but... Oh, no, but hold on. Right here we have a red flag. It meant everything but this one. So let's have a conversation about what this was about. I'm not going to tell them this is what I'm doing. I'm going to have a conversation so I can see where this behavior is coming from. Is it something that I want to deal with, or that is something that's changeable, or what is it? Because you can't change people, but you can have discussions to get further clarity.
Yes.
You can get further clarity.
Yes.
Because you might disagree, as we did earlier today, and we might say, well, damn, the next time I need to be quiet. That I definitely said that. I said, next time I need to be quiet and just go do what I said I was going to do. And that's it. You want to do that? Do it? Fine. You know, because prolonging it or saying like, all right, let me respect what's going on. I'll be part of this. All that it's just going to bring something back again at some point.
Yeah.
And when you have two people that are spiritual, high vibration, headstrong, motivated,
strong personality. So we got
motivated. Yeah, but it's great because everything works fast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We do move through stuff fast.
You're not
and then it's done.
Yeah. The witch ain't dealing with any BS. I'm not either. She's not gonna take it. I'm not gonna take it. So it comes fast. So know your guidelines. A lot of us need that because we might not be at a place that we can keep doing it. Why? Because we're out of alignment a lot of times. You know, we start having sex and it clouds our vision.
Yes.
You start thinking, oh my God, this is exactly what it must be from God. But if you had your checklist, you could check everything against it. Because I'm going to tell you something. Behavior is something that you cannot change. Behavior is something you cannot change. Somebody made a comment about something and said something, then they say they love you. All that stuff about he beats me, but he loves me. Just because he loves me. Or he does this, but he loves me.
Anything before the but.
Or because he loves me. I don't, and I'm gonna keep it real. If you could deal, if the beating is that's where you want to be at, then that's on you. So it's not about the technical aspect. It's about you. It's a personal thing, what you can deal with or not. Because there's some people that could deal with, or they like the abuse or not, and not that that's healthy, obviously. But what I'm saying is that's a really bad example. But what I'm saying is, okay, they ain't cooking every day, but they're taking care of this, and that. All right, there's a balance. I can deal with that. Yeah. I'm not doing any dishes though. You know what I mean? So you got to have that checklist, because when we get emotional and when we are at an age or we think we have a timer going off, we start bending for stuff, and it adds up at the end of the day. So have your checklist. Know what you're going to deal with or not.
That's very important. Know what you can deal with and what you cannot deal with. That goes to number 2. That was another way of saying number 2.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, that's good. That's confirmation.
Oh, okay.
You know why? Because number 2 is in how to be loved the way you want to be loved. Yes, set boundaries. Is that you choose how you are going to participate with a person in the way that they loved. So just in the way that they love. So just like you were saying, how the person behaves. You're not going to be able to change how a person behaves. Forget about changing the other person. It's not about changing the other person. Forget about trying to get them to do this or that or the other. No. We get to meet with a person. They do what they do. You do what you do. And then you see, observe, if this is something I can engage. Can I be really enjoy and in happiness with how this person loves, rather than trying to get this person to love you in the way you want to be loved? No, it's not going to work. It's never going to work. Yet it's what people do all the time. So what we are saying in this show is love you. That's number 1. Self-love is the answer to everything. Love yourself. That's number 1. And number 2, love the other in such a way that you honor every person's choices that they're making, whatever card they're throwing out. Love them enough to say, oh, you played the 7 of spades? Oh, I'll play, no, that's not for me, and leave. Or I'll play, yes, that's exactly for me, and stay. Or I'll play, you know what? This is not me for a relationship on that tip, but this is me for a friendship. And that's how you engage. So you determine how you're going to engage. You get to choose, and they get to choose. Everybody gets to choose. You're not going to change people's choices. Work with yourself.
And as I always say, just do what you want.
Yeah.
Do what you honestly want to do. And I'm a big firm believer of do what you want, because guess what?
Good pre-marriage counselors.
Yeah,
We actually are.
Guess what? Do what you want. And that's kind of what I spoke to someone today that I met as well. And it was like, let him do what he wants. And you do what you want.
And you do it, that's right.
He knows the boundaries. He knows your wishes and desires. And actually, sometimes I won't even talk about my wishes. Like, oh, I'm not going to like that. I don't want to affect your decision making. Do what you want to do so that we can get this done and over with. You know what I'm saying? Let's get the truth out and let's live at our highest and our bliss. Because guess what? Even if what you want is the wrong thing or is not right in relationships, it's not the wrong thing, because that's where you are at that point.
Yeah.
And if you're a ratchet person and making ratchet decisions, it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
But this might not be the relationship for you. You might need to find a ratchet relationship. And if they're the ratchet ones, Tantra is all of that. Tantra is all of that. Yes. And if you have a person that's ratchet, now you decide, are you in the ratchet space, or are you going to get out of the ratchet space? Or are you going to take it to a place where you don't tolerate it and the ratchetness has to leave? Just do what you really want in yourself, because that's part of you going through your process. I'm not big on steering people away from behaviors and all that. I more want to see where you are, what are you going to do with it, and what are you aware of? What are you aware of? That's really what it is, because awareness will bring everything to light.
Love them
awareness,
all.
Yeah, kill them all with love and kindness, because I've done that so many times. You can say the sweetest or nicest thing with a smile. Yes, I love you. Or yes, get the F out of here.
Yes, that's the
same.
Yeah.
I love you, but you're ratchet and you gotta go. What are you talking about? Your things are outside. It's okay. Are we gonna talk about it? There's nothing to talk about. What?
Damn, that was cold, right?
No.
Cool. Right, it's not cold.
Yeah, I'm glad this is happening. This is where we are.
This is actually beautiful, actually. I wish that more people could consciously go their own ways and allow other people to choose and do your own thing, rather than trying to get a person to do something different. Just say, oh, we're in two different pages with that. You go that way, I go that way. And it can be very peaceful, very peaceful. The other thing, someone put a comment in, and this is the second time you put the same comment in, and thank you for bringing the comment to our attention. Also, anyone on YouTube, you can do a super chat, and a super chat will cause your comment to be all the way at the top. You just press the $, because you know the witch be talking about money, because witch likes money. I'm telling you, I ain't never been mad at it. So super chat, you can always do a super chat anytime you're on YouTube. We love it. We are grateful for you, and we get lots of super chats on YouTube. Especially when you go live, because sometimes people like to, Bitcoin Diva. Hello, y'all know on my channel how I roll. We talks about money, and it's a wonderful thing. So if you ever feel like you want to do a super chat, you can, and that makes your comment come to the top and stay to the top. So here's the deal. So the super chat is you just press the $. You can do any amount you want. So we put that out there. But here's the deal that I was going to say about getting on the same page with the love that you want, really receiving the love that you want. If you are loving yourself deeply and profoundly, and I don't mean the narcissistic kind of love yourself, right? Oh, before I say this, let me go back to the comment. I apologize. Thank you, Angel. They be reminding me of stuff. I thought you was going to answer the question.
I thought so too, but I ain't messing with you.
I thought you was going to answer the question. Thank you. Yeah, you can remind me. Here is the question. The question was, what if you come in from past lives and you didn't come in with any karma, but you still keep meeting messed up people?
Oh, time out. Oh, go ahead. You do it. Go ahead.
No, you go.
No, go ahead. You wouldn't be here if you didn't have no issues. You wouldn't be coming back.
Yeah, you come here. You be Jesus Christ. You be somewhere else. And we don't mean that in a bad way. Bad way. No. That's a great question.
It is a great question.
We welcome all questions, but trust and believe. If there was zero karma, would I be here? Would you be here?
No.
I would not even come here. Someone go. You see, you only come into, this is a school. And the earth plane is a very tough school. Actually, it's one of the it is the densest school that we have in the entire universe of multiverses. There are multiverses. This universe, hey, how you doing? Mwah. This universe is made up of so many different schools you could go to that when a soul comes to the earth school, you're coming to the densest learning. It's school. Why would you go to school if you already graduated? Nobody goes to third grade if you already graduated high school. You don't do that. Souls come here for a purpose and a reason. Mm-hmm. It is impossible to come into this earth plane with zero karma. No being would do that. You're a very evolved soul. On the soul level, a soul doesn't choose to do that. Number two, if you keep meeting messed up people, by law, beloved, there is a reason that you keep meeting messed up people. Yes? That's the real work. That's the work for us. By law, do another bit on Bitcoin, please. Absolutely, I will. By law, if you keep meeting messed up people, there's a lesson. There's something we're learning from it. Mm-hmm. There's something we're growing through from it. There's something we haven't gotten yet that we get to learn. Don't be mad at meeting messed up people. Be happy. Yay, I get to find out more about me. Every engagement with a person is an opportunity to find out more about me. How am I loving? Like we say, how you loving? Because how am I loving? Am I loving myself in this experience? Am I loving another? Am I loving the process? Am I loving what's going on here? So yes, it's not possible for you to come in with no karma and keep meeting messed up people. That's not.
And what's crazy is that depending on what your cycle is, like some of us come back because of the same thing that keeps repeating itself. It's the same cycle that we're unable to break because some of us that don't even seek or try to learn or really dig deep sometimes can pass without even addressing the issues that we really came here for to begin with. And we get lost and we get caught up in new problems and the earthly matters. And, you know, I don't want to say the demons or whatever, but all that, you know, the news and Trump and this and that and trumpets and trumpettes and all of that. And we just spin and wither lost. And it's sad. And it's sad. That's why I love you guys and I value that each and every one of you are here. Because I know that we're all getting something. I know that we're all getting some value. Oh, look at that. Somebody said you look beautiful. Who's that? Mac.
Thank you. And Mac asked a really good question. It's because we have not learned our life lessons, and that's why the repetition. Absolutely. Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And you know what I learned about the repetition that I absolutely love? Sometimes we think repetition is a bad thing because it's like, no, man, I'm here again. I don't want to be here, blah, 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 blah. However, Kabbalah teaches that's actually how your soul works something out. It keeps circling around to it again. It keeps circling around and around. That's how your soul works things out, almost like a Rubik's Cube puzzle. So don't be mad when you find yourself in the same situation again. It means you're in process. Yes. It means you are working it out. It doesn't mean, you know, I'm on the short bus and I'm not working it out because I'm meeting with it again. It means the exact opposite. It means you are working it out because you're meeting it again. But every time you meet that thing again, you're a different person. Every time you meet it, your thoughts are different. Your feelings are different, right? I can meet unworthiness 50 million times because unworthiness is one of my core issues that I came here to heal in this lifetime. I can meet unworthiness in 50 million different ways. But every time I meet unworthiness, if I met unworthiness today, I'm the Sunday Valerie. If I meet unworthiness tomorrow, that's a different Valerie. You see, I prayed another prayer tomorrow morning. I had a meditation in the morning. I had a reflective thought yesterday, right? The Holy Spirit did something to me in my sleep. Perhaps one of the ascended masters took me to a soul school overnight, and I woke up different. Now when I meet unworthiness, I'm a different being. So I can't be mad that I'm meeting it again. The angels are putting it in front of me again because I am the again. Right? I am the again.
I ain't gonna say anything, but if you don't see it or you don't, that's when you should worry. Because then that's when you fall into the delusional person that we talked about. The 10 that thought she was a 10.
Mm.
You know, so and I know we gotta go, but Cicheru made a comment here earlier. He said, "What's the difference between the curvy, not 10, being in denial, and a person who loves themselves?" So the curvy 10 not being in denial is her being aware of her faults and what she's doing or what she's not doing or what she's lacking or not. So the curviness is not the problem.
Yeah, what's the curviness? Yeah.
That ain't it. It was her whole overall package and her not being aware of what she is.
She didn't have the awareness.
That's like,
yeah, that's right. That's exactly
like,
it.
That's like, yeah, that's like me saying saying that because there are people that believe like get that spick out of here. Like, yeah, where is he? Where is he? You know, it's like we all white here. I'm like, exactly, we're all white here. And me being totally unaware of it. So that's I think what the difference is. And for you to do that, the difference is that the person that loves it themselves, it's not always the fact, even though it goes back to us to true about you really truly loving yourself. Because I really truly believe that a lot of people that are delusional, it's not that they don't know. It's that they have developed a defense mechanism to a fault or to a T that what they are afraid of or don't want or dislike or been made fun of or the trauma they have mastered it to such a sense and level that they honestly believe that it's gone.
Wow.
So at the end of the day, it still is attached to fully loving yourself, right?
Yes,
right?
yes.
But it's very rare when it's just really just oblivious and unknowns. Okay, because a lot of times, even though some people say they aren't or they didn't, that will be de verdad. Entonces, so a lot of times, even when you have it subconsciously, like your spirit and your soul knows.
Oh yeah, your soul knows.
And a lot of times when I see people like that, and I'm trying to figure out, okay, where is it? And you have to go switch from this psychological thing to like the spiritual part. Like, let me not ask them the questions because they're gonna give me all the right answers to what they have already masked. I need to go deeper. I need to take a meditative approach into this woman's head so that I can really pull and dig and go through the weeds because I'm not gonna get it from her mouth.
Yes.
Because she is so infected and she has developed all these walls and defense mechanisms that I'm not going through all of that. I'm going straight to the source and let me see what's going on because that's the only way that I'm going to actually get the real answer. So, Cicheru, I'm not sure if that fully answered your question. If it didn't, give us something else. But that person that truly loves himself would rarely have that situation. Because when you fully love yourself, you love yourself at a 3, and you're working towards a 10, or you love yourself at a 10, and you're working towards a 20, or whatever it is. When you love yourself, it's not only just being passive or saying, yeah, this is great. No, like, I love me in this imperfect moment because this is perfectly where I'm supposed to be right now. I want to be this tomorrow, but I'm working towards it. But today, this is where I need to be.
Here, right
and
now.
I'm perfect and I love it. I'm perfect and I love it.
I love that.
I'm at a 5 now. And just because you're saying you're at a 5, you're probably not even at a 5.
Yeah, and it don't matter.
Because sometimes your perception of what a 5 is, it's a 7 for somebody else, or it's not even there.
Look at that.
All right, we need to end that, believe. But go ahead.
Yeah.
You're about to say something. Go ahead. Make it count. No.
I was going to answer Kai's question. Kai had two really good questions. Kai, I saw your question about the retreat, that you were asking about how to manifest funds for the retreat. And I'm going to give you a secret for that. And also, Kai, I saw that you were talking about manifesting time off from work for the retreat. I'm going to give you a secret right now. This is what, you made my night, Wiz. Qué lindo.
Love you. Gracias. Te quiero mucho.
This is the deal with the retreat. Oh, thank you so much, Danielle. Mwah, thank you. I'm getting a lot of comments on how beautiful I look tonight. So thank you. I love it. Here is the deal about the retreat. And this is not just about the retreat. This is about anything you want to do. Anything. When your yes is strong enough, the whole universe will rise up to meet you. If you don't have the money for something, what are you streaming? When are you streaming
Wednesday.
again? Oh, Wednesday. Yes. When you don't have the money for something, anything, you guys are awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank God. Thank God. When you don't have the money, say that again, sister. I'm going to say it again. When your yes is strong enough, like Oprah says, that's a tweetable moment. Thank you. The whole universe will rise up to meet you and make that thing a reality.
Yes.
I've done it for Africa, Bali, Indonesia, India, China, Hong Kong, Sedona, Hawaii, anywhere I want to go. If my soul says to go there, the reason I went to Hong Kong and China, just got back from Hong Kong and China a couple of weeks ago, about to go to Sedona, Arizona, about to hop over to Bali, Indonesia. The only reason that happens is because my soul desires to go there, and I'm following my soul because I gave my soul, a wholehearted yes. And when your yes is this big, the whole universe will rise up to meet you and provide everything: the people, the money, the transportation, the airline tickets, the this, the that, the clothing, the everything. This is an abundant universe. There's nothing lacking in this universe, nothing missing, nothing that's out of order. This is an abundant universe. What calls forward the substance? Remember, we work on a supply and demand universe. You make the demand, here's the supply. Period. Make a demand, here's the supply.
If you ain't demanding,
you ain't getting shit.
Say it again.
If you ain't demanding, you ain't getting shit. And that's what most people got. Why? Because they think they're too unworthy, too undeserving, too guilty, too scum of the earth, crawling around. Oh God, please let some crumbs drop on my head, rather than living the big, luscious, lovely life you came here to live. You didn't come here to be some undeserving worm, scum of the earth, crawling around on the ground, eking out crumbs and eking out a living for yourself. Do we know that that's not the life you came here to live? You came here to live a big, luscious, lovely life, whatever that looks like for you and your soul. I can't tell you what your big, lovely, luscious life looks like. I can tell you what my big, lovely, luscious life looks like. Why? Not because I thought of it in my head, because I asked my soul, Holy Spirit, God, I looked up. What does a big, lovely, luscious life look like? And they showed me. Well, this is what it looks like. It looks like global travel. Well, this is what it looks like. It looks like people who absolutely love and adore you in your life. You're surrounded by people who love and support you. Well, what does it look like? It looks like radiant, vibrant health that you can go to hot yoga 3 times a week and feel splendid. Well, what does it look like? It looks like a strong body. Well, what does it look like? It looks like people telling you you're beautiful all the time. That's what I didn't make all this stuff up in my head. I'm not that smart. I'm on the same page as my soul. Get on the same page with your soul. My soul wanted to go to Sedona. That's why we're now making the 6th or 7th trip, whatever how many number of times I've been to Sedona, I lost count. My soul wanted to go to Sedona, and my soul went to Sedona. My soul wanted to go to Hawaii. It took me to Hawaii on 11/11. And at 11/11 last year, I was in Hawaii with Michelle Ota. And Michelle Ota took me to a heiau, an ancient healing temple. How do you wind up at an ancient healing temple at 11/11 on 11/11 in Hawaii with a sister friend talking about the spiritual secrets of the universe? I'm not that smart to be able to figure all that stuff out. I could have sat down and planned this out for 17 years. I would have never been able to put it together. Get on the same page as your soul. Yeah. Your soul will make it happen with the money and the time off from work and the babysitter for the children. Don't we all have lives? Don't you got 3 kids? Don't I got 3 kids? 3 grandkids? Don't we have work to do? Don't we have this that needs doing, this that needs doing? So how do you bring all that together? Get on the same page with your soul, because your soul is aligned with God.
Now, I'm not going to touch that because you already destroyed it, ate it up, processed it. Well, I still love you, Spirit. I thank God. Yes. So what I'm just going to touch on a little bit is just to provide a little more clarity on the deepness, because you know we're not all deep sea divers to go to where she was at, and she's absolutely right. But we have to remember that the yes is not you climbing on a mountain and going, yes, yes, God, yes, and you're crying and you're jumping. Should I jump? Hold up, Slim. Hold up, swole up.
Hold up, swole up. That's what
you're swole.
That's what the time.
Yes, I can do it.
Hold up.
Exactly. I got it from Atara.
That was so funny when she said that.
You got to put the work in, but this is the thing that I've realized. Our yeses alone are insufficient, because when she's saying yes, you have to be aligned, getting yourself aligned, and putting the work in. Because if you tell God and you cry, how many times haven't we like, oh Lord, please, this is the last time, let it happen, and you cry, you get the miracle, boom, and you're done. Yes. So it's crazy. Like, there's a couple Hispanics here. So in the Spanish, in the Latino culture, we always say, people, when something is bad, you call the devil's name. When something is good, when something is bad, when something is good, you call the devil's name. When something is bad, you call him God. Something happens, you need money, you be like, oh Lord, oh God. And if you with somebody, you said to me, you be like, Diablo, coño, Diablo. You're like calling the devil.
I can tell.
You be like, when you see somebody who's good, you be like, Diablo, pero qué mujer. Like, why are you calling the devil? You be like, or you be like, Diablo, pero esa tipacita buena, coño.
Oh, wow.
It's like, why are you calling the devil into this right now?
When this was good. What's the last one? Look, the devil is a liar.
God was like, I'm out of here. We ain't doing all that with the light.
Out of here.
So, because tú sabes que si tú... Or you see a fine girl, you be like, pero qué diabla. You call her like a female devil. Like, wow. She is a female devil. Like,
oh, wow. Like the devil is trying to get me? Is that what that kind of means?
No, it's like, damn, it's good. Like, damn, she's good. Like, she is a, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You see, Victor said it's very true. And so that's where it is, because if we're not aligned, it's like I tell people all the time, it ain't God's time, it's your time. You're the problem, you're the timing. God already put the laptop there. God already put money here. God put money, he connected. He said, all right, so this is how crazy it can be. There's $1,000 that Carrie needs. So now she's gonna run into somebody in the coffee shop, because if she's spiritually aligned, she's gonna be thirsty at this time, and she's gonna want some caffeine. When she goes at 2:30, right? Because at 2:30 she's gonna be there. So Rev is gonna be there at 2:30. If she's gonna have a little test at 1:30, if she failed the test, she's gonna be arguing with her ex-husband at that time, and she's gonna miss Reverend Val and she's gonna have a job for her for $2,000. Goosebumps.
Come on, man.
So if she's aligned, she's not gonna argue with the sales. She's not gonna argue. She's gonna keep walking. If she's aligned, she's not gonna be thinking about this money, and she's gonna drive, and she's not gonna miss the red light. So she's gonna get the green light, and then if she's not aligned, she's gonna stop because she almost hit a dog. But if she would have been in line, she would have been aware of everything, and she would have swerved 2 feet before that. She would have had to stop, and she would have missed Reverend Val. And guess what I'm gonna do? Guess what I'm gonna do for her? If she's also unaligned and she's playing with me, I'm gonna make sure that when Reverend Val's coming out the coffee shop, they make eye contact, and she feels the God. She feels the God in her, and she doesn't know why and what happened. And then she's going to meet Reverend Val a month from now. And Reverend Val's going to say, oh my God, why didn't I meet you last month? I had a job for $2,000 and I needed somebody just like you. And you're going to get a flashback, and all of this, boom, and your head's going to hit. And you're going to be like, oh my God, I missed my blessing. And then what's sad is that you're not going to be aligned enough to know that, wow, if I was just living in God and living in happiness and I was living in bliss, and if I was okay with what was coming my way and not depressed about what I didn't have, but happy for what I have right now. Ooh. Happy for what I'm doing right now. Happy that I'm driving to get some coffee because there's money in the bank. Happy that if I'm going to Sedona, I'm going regardless of what happens. God, that will be done. It will be happening as you want, because I don't know what's going on. I don't know what I really need, but you know, I'm just going to live my life as you want me to. I'm going to live in peace, happiness, and bliss. And I'm not going to worry about all this stuff, because if I worry, that means I just wasted all this time not doing your work or what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm still in Sedona, God. And how am I still in Sedona, God? Because I didn't even honor you to not even worry about this, and I worried. And when I worry, it's a lack of belief and a lack of trust in you. So why would I even deserve to be here? But God is like, because I know your heart, and they're going to have to touch you and clean you, and you're going to have to go to the vortexes. So I brought you here anyways. And a lot of us won't even look at this process. And we don't want to marry the process. You have to marry the process.
Yes.
Be living today, right now, in every moment. Because in every moment, there are lessons and there are things that need to be done. And there's a reason why you're going through the things you're going through. And guess what? Being disconnected, being upset, being worried, all these 7 sufferings, right? That the Buddhists talk about, that a lot of people talk about, the 7 sufferings of the world. All that stuff is true. And what we do, wow, the laptops are dying. I think it's time for us to leave.
I tell you, everything is starting to shut down.
It's been an hour and a half.
We've been on an hour and a half.
Yeah.
OMG, because look how low this battery is. This battery is low.
They're all low. All the batteries are low.
Do you schedule your streams? Okay, let's
sometimes we do.
Yeah, let's give people our schedule. So how can you get in contact with the Witch and the Wizard? So first, go to Roberto Amato channel. Make sure you subscribe, ring the bell, okay? Go to ValerieLoveTV.com. Make sure you subscribe, ring the bell. Go to witchandthewizard.com and ring the bell, subscribe, and mwah. Make sure you smash like so we can share this all around. Make this stuff go viral. Smash that like button, baby. Smash it. Smash the share button. Sharing is caring. So that's number 1. Number 2, if you go to ValerieLove.com, you can actually apply for a 30-minute discovery coaching session with me, and soon also with Wiz at his website, because he's got RobertoAmato.com, and soon you're going to build out your website on RobertoAmato.com. Soon?
Yeah, that we're supposed to look into it.
We'll work on that. That's coming. That's a project coming up, right? Project coming up.
I'm revamping my whole coaching stuff.
Your whole coaching.
And you know, Reverend Val is great at that stuff with the internet and the websites and the links and all of that stuff. I do the technical stuff, but she does the beauty stuff. Like, her stuff is great. You know what I mean?
Beauty. And his stuff is nasty. I call him nasty. Y'all know what nasty is.
That's the right one. Beanie.
Nasty.
Right spelling, Beanie.
And then for the retreat is in Sedona, December 1st to the 4th, 2017, the Sedona retreat. If you are watching this and you know that you feel called to go, simply go register.
Oh my God, I just had a thought.
Yeah, go.
Somebody mentioned, are we going to have Sedona videos? We are, but we have to, there's some things, because one, we need to respect people's privacy, because these things are super confidential. And we have to also honor the process. And in doing so, like for me, I would love to go live with everything, but we can't. We have to honor the process. There's no buts.
Yeah,
there's no buts.
I want to no buts. It's either
there's no buts.
Yes or no, right?
And there's no yes or no. When you want to, you want to, and you do it. And if it's for you, it will be for you. If not, I promise you, you're gonna get what you're supposed to get. 1 and 2, we're not leaving you guys. Just because you're not in Sedona doesn't mean we're disconnected or anything like that. We're doing this like for lifelong. All right, that's what we're doing. Don't worry about it. Stop. Don't speak it.
Don't speak that.
Do not speak.
Right.
Do not speak what you have, because now you're throwing confirmation into the universe. If you have, it's like some people say, "Oh, I'm broke." No, you're not broke.
You're not.
You're temporary out of cash. Your cash is in rotation or circulation. That's not. We don't speak that. You have to stop speaking it, because if not, guess what? You just threw this on the internet. So now I have this, whatever you said it was. I'm not going to repeat it. Now it's gone viral into the air. So yeah. Basalate, yes. So where was I going? I'm so sorry.
You were speaking about the retreat.
Yes. So what I thought and what I kind of heard or felt is that we should, and we'll do some lives. And not sure how we're gonna do it.
How or where?
Not how or where, or
never mind. I'm rich.
You're rich. Yes. Yes, you are.
Turn around just like this. See, it's a miracle.
So what I just thought, and I'm not sure, because this is my thought process, is that I would like to do something special for our viewers.
Oh, beautiful. From Sedona. Maybe a special show from Sedona.
Either a show or a session where we can actually do some work. And I'll see how we do it. If we do it.
Okay.
Crimson.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm blessed, and I'm glad that you're here.
Yay.
So I'm thinking that it would be great to do something live.
I love it.
Do something live that we can actually give some work to some of our people, some of our viewers.
People, some of that deliciousness of Sedona, and channel some of that vortex energy.
Yes.
To you.
Yes. So.
Plus, they can come with us to Peru, February.
Well, definitely.
Machu Picchu, Peru,
yes.
February. March, I'm going to Egypt. April is the Hawaii retreat.
Yes.
And August is the Bali retreat. We got a lot coming up, so go to ValerieLove.com. I support you. Yay! Go to ValerieLove.com. You see all the retreats there.
Yes.
I'm getting married. December 27th.
Not to me.
To who?
Not to me.
I'm getting married to me. Can you imagine? I'm going to the Say I Do to You self-marriage retreat. Do you love that?
I love it.
I'm marrying me. If I had married myself before I married the other two wonderful men that gave me my wonderful children, maybe I would probably, what? Wait, what? Peru? We're going to Machu Picchu.
Yeah, whatever, G.
Come on now. We got
Egypt.
Take it out. Take it out. We're not just talking about it. We got to be about it.
We got to do it.
Come on. And January, I almost forgot about St. Lucia.
Yeah, that's
January, St. Lucia. January 12th to the 14th, St. Lucia. It's up on the website, ValerieLove.com.
So
I went in yesterday on that. The Spirit told me to come here yesterday.
On the 12th?
12th to the 14th.
We gotta talk about that.
January. Oh, really? Okay, let's talk about it.
Yeah, because Dubai.
Ooh, let's talk about it. Okay.
Well, we'll just see.
Okay.
But anyways, actually, we don't need to just see, because this is the other part of us, and that I love, that our work is continual.
Yeah.
And regardless if I'm doing the work or she's doing the work is getting done, and it's gonna get done.
It's getting done.
All right. So
yes, on the honeymoon, yes. And I actually got my honeymoon. I actually got my pool suite villa for myself, because someone asked another question. I love this. Oh, I love this world traveling. 3 ways to show self-love. How about we end that? I'll give 3, you give 3. Would that be okay?
Yes, but I do want to touch on something.
Yes.
To go back, because I love this lady, even though I don't even know her.
Okay. The lady there?
No.
Our lady? Oh.
Our lady. That she doesn't know she's our lady, because she's your lady.
Oh. Which one? We got a lot of ladies.
No, who am I? Who did I say she's amazing? Book writer.
Oh, Dr. Nanetta Payne.
Love her.
Oh my God. She's leading this Say I Do to You self-marriage retreat.
Tú también. Tú eres la primera también.
Dr. Nanetta Payne is
Sí, tú no digas que no. Yes. Yes, sí. So,
I don't know what y'all said, but see what he said.
So
yeah, Dr. Nanetta Payne.
She's amazing. So you guys can check her out as well.
We did an interview. I interviewed her on the channel.
Yes, so check it out on the channel. Did you see this?
Yeah.
So they're like, hello, y'all done. So,
Oh,
so go ahead. We were saying we're gonna do 3 and 3.
3 and 3.
We definitely said that earlier. We never did it.
Yeah, that is very true. So 3 ways to show self-love. These are the 3 that come to me. I'll share with you mine. Oh, and I like that lovely experience that you said about someone said, so you're going to make love to yourself on your self-love retreat? Yes, we call that self-cultivation. This is Tantra Talks. Self-cultivation. If you have self-cultivation, you'll be able to very well share with your lovers how you are cultivated, right? So yes, I have those suite. I have a honeymoon suite for myself. This is about me saying the sacred yes to Valerie. No, the sacred yes to I am. I am. Okay. So 3 ways. So that's number 1. I'm marrying myself. That's number 1. Because you can't ask somebody to marry you if you're not willing to marry you. Not that I'm looking for someone to marry me. I'm marrying me. So let's start there. You know what also came to me was February will be 7 years from my divorce. Perfection and completion. Not February, January. I was released. I was released. I said released. Release was coming to me. Released January of 2011. I was divorced. The divorce was final. August of 2008, we were separated. So 2018 will make 7 years completion of the divorce and 10 years completion of the separation. And I will tell you this, it is true what they say. It takes 7 years to work that relationship. And that was a long-term relationship. That was a deep one, deeply healing, profound. He's moved on, he's getting married, he's engaged for a 3rd time. So that's lovely. Let me tell you, 7 years, and I feel a cleansing in my spirit. I feel like a completion. So I'm 2 months away from completion, 7 years. That person moves. It takes 7 years to move someone out your system when it's a deep relationship like that. So anyway, so number 1, marrying myself. Number 2, loving myself, appreciation. I love appreciating myself. 2008 was a bad year for me too. Woo, 2008 was, woo! We ain't gonna talk about 2008 right now. So number 2 is appreciation. I appreciate myself. And one of the things that I did in my journey is I wrote myself self-appreciation letters every day. Self-appreciation is the cure for unworthiness. So I just wrote myself self-appreciation and I wrote 40. Let's not go back to 2008. I wrote myself 40 notes of self-appreciation, a new note every day, self-appreciation. That's the second way to love yourself. And thirdly, I would say, listen to yourself. As Wiz was saying, listen to yourself. If this is something you were to do, honor yourself and listen to yourself, regardless of whether other people get it, don't get it, agree, don't agree. Listen to yourself. Wiz, your 3?
Those are my 3.
I know better because this man comes with a lot. So
no, I'm trying to keep it short.
Oh yes, that's true because everything is shutting down, and you have a drive home too. So we got to honor that.
Well, for me is 1, just discovering yourself. Like really discover what makes you happy. Really take time to be with yourself so that you know what you need, you know what you want, you know where you need to go. I mean, if you don't discover yourself, how are you going to discover anything else? Not anybody, anything else. 2, treat yourself how you want to be treated. All right? Now, I'm not talking about don't curse yourself out. I'm not talking about don't beat yourself down. No, these are normal things. A lot of times when we get older, we stop really living the fantasies that we thought we would live like when we were kids. You know what I mean? What was that look for?
Like Superman, because I just saw the Marvel comics. What's the name of the Justice League yesterday? And I was all into the superhero. I was like,
a lot of times we let life taint our beliefs, our desires, and what we truly seek in life. And all that does is bog you down and has you really settling for what you don't really want. Don't let go of those things. Don't let go of those things. Don't stop overachieving or reaching for what it is you truly want in life. You know, a lot of times people say, well, reach for the moons and at least you'll get some stars. There's some truth to that. But why not stop striving for the moon?
Yeah,
Right?
baby.
Because if that's what you want, there's someone else that has that, and there's someone else that's in support of that. And you don't have to worry about being bogged down or tied down. Number 3, love like you have never loved before.
Oh, wow.
Love as if this is the last day on earth.
Wow.
Just love. Because when you love, just like we were telling someone here, that's what you're putting into the universe. That becomes kind of your principle. When you love, you're living like God, like Jesus. You are there at all times. When you surround yourself with love and your body and your essence and your being and your way of life, there's not much that can come against it. There's not much that's going to move you. There's not much that's going to affect where you are because you're living in love. And when you're living in love, there's not much negativity that's going to come out of you. There's not much jealousy, hatred, or anger. There's not worthlessness. There's not selflessness. Selfishness. Selfishness.
Right.
There's not a lot that's going to come from that because if you're in this space, nothing else can penetrate it. So what comes out is going to be out of love. Somebody says, F you, you say, well, thank you. You have a blessed day. I'm going to pray for you.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, and actually, would you like to pray? I said, F you. You don't want to pray? Okay, I apologize. I'll pray for you in this corner. You know what I mean? And me dio calofrío. Sí, y a mí también me lo dio. Pero vive de una posición de amor. Saca todo de amor. Today. I love you. Yes, we love you guys too, and we love the universe as well. And I think that we should be closing out. That was 3 and 3. That's 3 and 3. 13 minutes left. All right.
Every device is like, and I love it.
Good night. We love you guys.
Peace. Wow. The Witch and the Wizard.
Oh my God. Maybe we
We're
should just
out.
shut the lights off. How do we shut all these things out?
We're gonna shut them off one by one. Hey, love you. Oh my God. So